daggone phone. Give me my phone. No, Mama. Let me do it.
Okay, so what was she referring to? Let me do it. Let me do it.
Well, the beginning of that phone call, when I answered the phone when she called, I didn't know who it was. So I was trying to get to my recorder. That's why you heard her say, yes, get your recorder. Let's do this. Because the initial part of that phone call said, at that time, my name was Smith. Miss Smith, is it too late? Is it too late? Is he dead? Did they kill him already? Is he dead yet? I got something I want to say. And so at that point I said, can I record you? And she said, yes, get your recorder. Let's do this. So I can, from what she said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So the question becomes, and thank you for telling us about it, Alison, obviously in reading through the rulings, that's not good enough. The court and the governor both say, no, we don't know that she didn't do it, and it's not competent evidence, and we've done enough of this. What do you feel about that reckoning?
I feel that is exactly reflective of what's wrong with our justice system today. Why are they in a rush to execute somebody? There's so much evidence pointing towards his innocence that just literally pushing the execution back 3 weeks to hear this new evidence, once he's gone, you can't bring him back. Why not just delay the execution and hear all these points?
They say 15 times he's tried to do this, and that this, both of these people, the man who's now deceased, who was one of the prison informants who supposedly wanted to recant but never did, and now her, who supposedly wants to recant but never officially did, they say that's not enough.
Well, hearsay does count in the state of Missouri. It actually freed Kevin Strickland last year. LaTahra, if you want to elaborate on that.
Well, yes, I do know that Kevin Strickland, there were witnesses in his case, and, they were allowed to say what the witness in Kevin Strickland said. So I'm not understanding. And I don't think this has never been presented to the court. So let me clear this up. But I don't understand why come is something that the courts would not consider. Because it most definitely, you could tell she was most definitely getting ready to say something that was against her self-interest. And that is exactly how the state of Missouri, how they were able to answer and do what they did in Kevin Strickland's case.
All right. So one last question, Alison.
Yes.
And how terrible is this, that we're having this conversation and literally this man may be gone tomorrow? And
it's
we
2024.
may not know what the truth of it is. I mean, what a crazy time.
It is a modern day lynching. Yeah.
Well, look, I understand your perspective on it. The counter is, well, but we have a system and there's been so much due process here that he's had more than enough time for this. But what does it mean to you that, like, how do you deal with this, that tomorrow he's going to be gone?
Not good. We went through this a few years ago, and I'm praying we have the same outcome at the 25th hour. We got the stay of execution, and I'm really holding strong that we're going to again. I mean, there's so many things, and I know we don't have time, but like the knife was contaminated by the state. Like right for that reason, there should be a mistrial or a retrial. They literally contaminated the evidence, the state of Missouri, that could have exonerated him. How is that fair that he's punished for their own people ruining the investigation?
What does it mean that the Innocence Project, so the Innocence Project has picked up the representation, everybody knows who they are, and they are not advancing this argument that this caller was going to recant. Why not?
I personally believe, and I'm a huge fan of the Innocence Project, they do great work. I know they really focus on DNA, and they have presented the DNA, and they have presented that there were a handful of fingerprints on the knife, and that none matched Marcellus. There were also bloody footsteps leaving the scene that weren't Marcellus Williams' shoe size. So I can't speak on their behalf. I knew they do great work, and I'm huge fans of theirs. Right. But, I think there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and I think everyone's trying to do what they can.
That could be it. But, though, to be fair, the DNA stuff was chewed on pretty well multiple times over in review at the trial and appellate level, was found lacking. But we will be watching this. We'll see what happens with it. I wanted to give it attention tonight, Alison, because I believe in what you're doing. And LaTahra, I appreciate you telling people what you know and understand. They should have eyes on our system. So thank you for coming and taking the opportunity. I wish we could have done more. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.